Clint had a video after the game where you guys were all posing for a photo, and then afterwards, like you even put your hands up in the air. How much did this win mean to you, not only just the football program?
Well, I think it's one thing you got to do to try to establish yourself, and I got I don't want to say ridiculed or blamed, or it was always talked about how I didn't take this as a true rivalry and seriously among people, and it means a lot to our players, and I've always said this, and I'll continue to say this, that there's not one game out there on the schedule that I don't want to win. So they're all big games to me, and this one just has a little more ump to it because of the rivalry and the emotions that go between the players and the fans and the area. So I think that it's important for us as coaches to get it in our players' minds and our older players to get it in the young players' minds. And we changed our approach this year, and that's what we did. And instead of, and they always played the song "Wagon Wheel" in the locker room. I cut that out, just because the players like, Coach, that's not doing it for us. It's not what it takes to get us ready to play. And we didn't really talk about the rivalry of the game. We talked about what we had to do to go continue to go play in the future, and this game just happened to be the next one. And then Thursday, I got some seniors up that a couple that had been around the last time the whale was here. And, they got to speak about what it's like for it not to be here, and I think our guys kind of rallied around that. And I think that's what I'm looking for in the culture of this program is for our players to lead our players. And I can yell and say all I want, but if our players say it and they've been through it, it means a lot more to them. So that's kind of the approach we took.
You equaled last year's win total already. You're at 6 wins now. How good of a feeling is that for you as a coaching staff and a program to make that sort of statement? How important is that, to hit a number like that right now?
I think it's important because you want to show improvement, and your players can see that. But to me, it should be more than that right now. And we got 3 games left, starting with Commerce, and we want to keep adding to it. We're guaranteed 3 more games, and everything's in our hands right now if we can continue to play as well as we played. We got to forget about what we did this past weekend, accept that how we played, and we got to come out the same way, and we got to play fast on offense at first. And defensively, I thought we were dialed in perfect especially the first half. So they made some adjustments, and then we came back to some of the adjustments they made. But I think that that's what we have to do against a team like Commerce coming up.
How big of a difference was the way that we played physical? Because the last 2 years, it seemed like they had really hit us in the mouth. And we came out.
I think we challenged their offense in particular. That we've scored since I've been here 14 points up until last Saturday, and one of them was a 3-yard drive after a block punt. So we kind of put out there that it's a new offense, yes, but some of the same players are involved, and they should be, embarrassed about the way that they have played and have been tossed around in this game. And I think they took it to heart and challenged the offensive line and challenged Duke, especially that he's got to run hard and get downhill. We did that. Defensively, I think every one of our linebackers, our D-line, they did everything we asked them to do. And, again, they played hard and physical. And playing that offense, that's a tough offense to play with all the cutting they do. And it takes a toll on you. And you can see that in the fourth quarter. If that's a close game, we're missing tackles, and we're starting to get tired and starting to wear on what we're doing. So it was good to have our offense come out and get the turnovers we had to have a little cushion at the end.
And I was just going to ask about the run defense because you guys held them down. Obviously way below their season average. Was there anything different that you did from the last 2 years to this year when it came to the run defense?
No, we just we studied, did a lot of film work to see exactly if we could find anything we could to help us out. What little things we were able to find, we really harped on it. Our players, I think they finally believed us that this is what's going to happen if we see something like this. And they were able to rally, and they ran to the football. There were times where balls going wide, and there's 7, 8, 9 guys getting to the ball. I think that's how you got to beat a team like Eastern New Mexico. You have to rally to the football, and because they're going to go. They went for it plenty of times on 4th down, and they have a lot of confidence and faith in their offense, and we happen to have a lot of confidence and faith in our defense to stop that. And, this go around, we did it.
talk about Commerce a little bit. You obviously probably heard about what happened in Commerce.
I
over
did,
the
and
weekend.
it's kind of heartbreaking to hear that something like that happens, and when it affects, you don't know those kids that were involved in there. I don't know any of them personally, but to know what that school's going through, I'd never want anything like that to happen here. My heart's and the West Texas football team is praying for all those young people that were affected by that tragedy.
No, yeah, for sure. And do you think, I mean, obviously some of your players from the Dallas area, they know players that played on that Commerce team. Do you think it's going to be a really emotional game come Saturday?
I think it will be, and I think it was going to be emotional anyways. This just adds to it, I think. And yeah, they do know a lot of the guys on that team. And I heard a little talk about Snapchat pictures and things. But none of our guys have come to me affected by it. I don't know how it'll affect Coach Bailiff and their guys. But I think, they'll put it aside for what they need to do and come out here ready to play, as we're both fighting for the playoffs right now. And we're both kind of the same situation where our playoffs have already started. So it's going to be a tough game, and we're looking forward to them coming here. And we're lucky to be on ESPN3, and glad we're both sitting at a good solid record to make it an enjoyable game for those who are just hitting around ESPN3 looking for something to do and to get a good Division II football game.
How do they stack up with the opponents you played so far, especially in conference play? You played Angelo.
They're very athletic. That's where I'll start. Especially on the defensive side, they match up just like Tarleton with what they do. They just run. They can run real well. They're very physical at the point of attack, and their defensive line and linebackers. Offensive is a little different from what they've done. They get some two tight end coming in the game and little 12 personnel, and the quarterback, I hope I don't mispronounce his name, Miklo, but he makes things happen. He can run, and he can continue plays with his feet and look downfield and make some big plays. And the kicking game is where they're very good. Their athleticism shows that Dominic Ramsey might be the best in Division II, if not the country, in punt returns and kickoff returns. He's a phenomenal player, phenomenal athlete. He's somebody that we've got to rile in and corral and not let out of the punt return game or the kickoff return game. So we're going to do some things to definitely try to take him out of the game.
You put Tobias back on scout team punt return to help the punt team practice that, or what?
We can put 5 returners back there and not one better catch one. So we're going to avoid Dominic Ramsey at all costs. He has cost us enough. So
You said that we're already in the playoff mode right now in our season. How much of a difference can our crowd make Saturday?
it's going to be huge, especially the ones that get here early and get those seats behind their team. We're making it a whiteout. We've got permission from the conference to wear white uniforms, and I think it'll be special. I mean, I think our white uniforms are probably the best looking uniforms we have in our home crowd. Not everybody has been able to see them, so I think it's a perfect opportunity for that. We're going to be doing some T-shirt promotions and things for students to get a white T-shirt with some little hashtag on it for us. And for all those that are looking, they'll be on sale at the JBK for $5, and come get them. There's a limited number, so we'll be out there tomorrow getting it done.